Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aries, August 24, 2022. It's a time of increased focus on rest, relaxation, detoxing, and putting excess or outdated projects and situations behind you. You're dealing with loose ends. Generally, it's not the best time of the solar year to push yourself or your plans. This is a period of rest and physical and emotional replenishment. You might do some reflecting upon recent events, conditions, and feelings. Aim to get to know yourself, your goals, and your needs more intimately. Today is good for cultivating friendships and connecting soulfully. The Sun debuts in Cancer today, which, in turn, energizes your 12th house of closure, dreams, hidden agendas, and unconscious patterns, so chances are you are choosing to turn your energy inward at this time. This, however, doesn't stop the traction activating your relationship sector, as the moon will shift into spontaneous Cancer via your committed 7th house of agreements, compromise, and significant others today. Your challenge? Communication has always been your forte, but Luna's square to Mars and Venus via your bossy 10th house of authority creates friction with regards to the desire to take the initiative in this situation. Don't force it if you're not ready. Are you ready for a shift in your mentality? Today, the Sun leaves fiery Cancer for earthy Cancer, slowly but surely taking effect in your subconscious. Cancer season is going to be the time to mentally stabilize so that you can appreciate the value of your work, co-workers, and other factors that can impact your career. Although subtler, it can be an incredibly important astrological season. Your perception can either help you become determinately motivated or insanely stubborn with your professional progress. Lean into a stable view so that you can steadily make valuable changes in your career. Expect to have an intense day today, as you will likely be spending it in the company of other strong women. It is possible that you will attend a psychic event, such as a séance or a tarot card reading, in the evening. You will be stunned by what you learn about yourself. Though you may have gone to the event on a whim, you leave it a convert. Your energy and drive have no bounds. If you had it your way, you would do everything and at the same time. Even though your interests are varied, you should concentrate on what's relevant. Involve your friends and relations in particular. You will spend wonderful moments together, and have great memories of them. Your social circle has started to revolve almost exclusively around you. That's fine and dandy, you like to be liked, of course, but you need some time to strike out on your own, too. You're optimistic, willing to take risks. Self-reliance and the charm you possess gives you great confidence. If you suffer the indignity of being turned down by a potential date, this has little effect on the way you feel. There are people out there who appreciate what you offer and willing to share their love with you. You could have some excess physical energy. You might feel pulled in several directions at once. You might try to accomplish too many tasks at the same time. Your heightened stamina and drive could inspire you to take on too many obligations. Don't overdo things today. Make some time for breaks and for breathing. Although you might feel like you are superhuman, you still need to eat and to sleep. Stay clear of gossip on this day. Even if this is something you see as harmless every now and then, it can wind up costing you in the long run. Don't be surprised if you see others striking up chatter about other people's business today. When it's a good friend or a group of people you have to get along with, such as co-workers, it can be harder to stay out of it. Yet, it's important. 6. Keep yourself busy and find ways to excuse yourself when this kind of situation occurs. Today brings you to a turning point in this financial year and a window of transition that is already underway that will see the whole dynamics change. Until now, all the planetary activity has been in your financial sector, where the focus is more on what you do with and how you manage the money you have. While the first planet to reach your income sector this year is still 15 days away, as Pluto turns retrograde in your financial sector, this puts money matters in review mode, clearing the path forward for the income side of the financial fence to finally get its turn. Mercury, The planet of communications return to Cancer today is something that will benefit both you and your relationships. While giving you an intellectually savvy and articulate edge, this will make it easier to both get and keep the communication lines open. With no planetary activity in your relationship sector, this is the next best thing. Our eyes in the sky. The Cancer moon shares some frustrations in the sky while forming a square with Jupiter today. When it comes to matters of the heart, this energy could throw you for a serious loop. Try to maintain your patience, understanding, and diplomacy should any conflict arise in your love life. Emotions are likely to run high, and Cancer lunar energy is extremely emotional, so things could get ugly quickly. The energy here could amplify issues that might not ordinarily be such a big deal, so try to be mindful of that and keep things in perspective. Unfortunately, the atmosphere doesn't lighten up much as the evening progresses. The moon continues to encounter frustration as it forms a square to Chiron. With all of this going on in the cosmos, you'll want to be on the lookout for manipulative behavior. People might begin to obsess over the ways in which they feel they've been wronged, and you definitely don't want to be in the crossfire when they lash out. If the tension becomes too difficult to manage, you might want to postpone any personal interactions until things cool down. On the plus side, Chiron sends some helpful energy to the moon, so if you're able to keep calm and talk through your issues, you're likely to evolve and strengthen your relationships tonight. Don't let fear stand in the way of letting your sentiments be known. Understanding boundaries with friends is going to be super hard during this new moon, mostly because you're the one who's unable to adhere to the structure and limits in your relationships. The advice is to resist the urge to text too much. Be cognizant of the volume of communication you send over. While we can trust our head to steer us in the correct direction, we should aim to be heart-centered in our approach. The next 2 days are an excellent time for starting things, but not for seeing them through if they require extensive planning or patience. In the morning, the Cancer moon squares Jupiter in Aries, augmenting optimism. Emotional comfort may be sought through the discovery of new spiritual insights or education. Although we derive pleasure in the familiar, under this influence, we are curious about how different cultures live. However, this transit can also facilitate blind spots that leave us vulnerable to taking too much on faith. We can also find ourselves spiritually bypassing dilemmas that require a rational solution. Aim to stay high-minded without being avoidant of life's complex realities. Before noon, the Leo Sun and Vesta, the goddess asteroid of divine inspiration, oppose each other in the sky. We now find ourselves asking, is my passion somehow at odds with the image I'm presenting to the world? Vesta in Aquarius suggests that we be inclusive of the diverse needs of those within our communities. We may be wondering how we can define our personal identity through humanitarian or innovative group efforts. Even though these ideas seem opposed, they are not intrinsically at odds. We must know ourselves, and know ourselves well, before we can stand as an example of an idea for others. The point is not to claim leadership and authority by force, but to be a pillar that inspires those around us to act. This transit sug celebrated rather than scrutinized, because they have made us the person we are today.